Go ahead and record, and whenever you are ready, go ahead.
All right. All right. Good afternoon. I am Ethan Thompson with SemiGear.com, the do-it-yourself online connection for sports enthusiasts seeking simple, efficient shipping solutions. It's SemiGear.com. We're the one-stop shop for shipping labels, instructions, supplies, and enhanced insurance for shipping sports gear. Our core customers are skiers, golfers, and cyclists who want to simplify traveling with gear or ship gear that they sell online in secondhand marketplaces. This is actually a pain in the neck for millions of enthusiasts. In fact, airlines lost over 2 million bags in 2021. At SemiGear.com, we recognize that rental cars are always too small. Baggage claims are always a nightmare. We want to make sure that our customers get their gear on time and in the condition that they expect. In fact, the idea of this company was born on a chairlift. On a once-in-a-lifetime powder day, I was struggling with rental skis and stinky boots that destroyed my feet. I couldn't help but wish I had my own gear that I knew and loved, and that didn't give me heinous blisters. My only hope was that the airline found my ski and boot bag before the trip was over. I knew there had to be a better solution. It came to me as a simple moment of clarity. Tracking my gear from my house to my hotel before my vacation even started. That was the genesis of Send My Gear. And I know that I'm not the only sports enthusiast to experience similar problems. We can save your dream vacation, unlike the way that the airline ruined mine. We encourage all outdoor enthusiasts to ship, play, and enjoy with SendMyGear.com. In this case, pictures really are worth 1,000 words. Here's a PGA Tour professionals clubs that were destroyed by an airline. Going on a ski vacation? How about a simple solution? Rent a convertible so that your skis will fit. Hopefully there won't be a storm while you're out. I've also spent hours and hours scouring Uber for the driver with the strongest left arm that can help me transport my bike on a cycling vacation. Actually, all of these problems can be avoided by using SendMyGear.com. Our solution is our streamlined logistics. With just a few clicks, users can create shipping labels, get enhanced insurance and tracking, get robust packing tutorials, and acquire our best of breed packing supplies. This allows them to simplify their travel light, and enjoy their vacation. We do this all while providing convenience, simplicity, and value. Your items can be picked up at your door and delivered to your destination. We do this through a simple web interface and guided packing tutorials. We can also accomplish all of these things at a lower shipping cost and with superior handling through our economy of scale. Overall, this ends up being less expensive than renting gear, and you get to use gear that you trust. We want you to spend your vacation playing, not hauling gear. It's always a benefit to go ahead and skip the baggage claim. Upon arriving at our site, it's as simple as getting packing instructions, printing your label, and scheduling a UPS carrier pickup. Then you can relax and enjoy your trip. Here's a quick product demo of how it looks when you go to our site. Get a quote. In this case, we're shipping from Pennsylvania to Colorado. It's a mid-tier bike valued at about $5,000. Make sure to get that insurance on there. Select your shipping option, pack it up, slap a label on, and you're on your way to vacation. Our competitive advantage comes down to our guided shipping experience and our high reliability transportation. Our technology leads our customers step by step through the shipping process. We can also lend them lower shipping costs through our aggregate economy of scale. We've also negotiated white glove handling based on the value of our shipments and our relationship with our handler. This ensures that your package is never machine sorted and is always handled by an all-star team of UPS high-value goods specialists. Your gear can be picked up by UPS at a time that you arrange, or it can be dropped off at a UPS store at your convenience. This all ties into our massive market opportunity. There's over 122 million North American skiers, golfers, and cyclists. 60 million of them are over the age of 25. 18 million of them make more than $100,000 a year. And we estimate that 6 million of them will be taking trips or selling gear online annually. As a particular note, there's millions of skis, bikes, and clubs for sale on online marketplaces that can also use our services. Our business model is an online logistics aggregator. We look to achieve a $139 average sale price with a 30% contribution margin. We anticipate that 20% of our customers will be purchasing additional services like our insurance, GPS tracking, and proprietary packing supplies, which ensure your gear arrives safely. It's also important to note that we're a low overhead business and incur no costs of goods sold until payments are received. We're also rapidly scalable, which ties directly into our market expansion plan. As we get a toehold in our market capture, we look to grow the market, expand into new markets, and become a global logistics provider as a software as a service aggregator for premier global logistics. As you can see, we have detailed plans outlined for each step of these expansions. The expansion plan ties directly into our growth milestones. We're going to be launching a platform beta in the next few weeks. Then we can focus on scaling strategic partnerships and market expansion. It's important to note our plans to expand with strategic partners such as ski resorts, where we can provide best of class service to our customers. Also, concierge shops and event sponsorships. It's important to note that fundamentally we're a scalable online logistics platform that can grow to support multiple markets. We want to help local small businesses decrease their shipping costs and improve their profits with higher margins. So this ties into our forecast for financial growth as we launch beta and get our proof of concept. Through 2024, we're going to target 1,000 shipments monthly. By 2025, that scales our revenue to almost $4 million. By 2026, we look for $8.3 million in revenue and 60,000 shipments. It's also important to note that as our volume grows, so does our margin. And we're serving a relatively untapped sector that needs our service. It's also critical to note that our break-even point is only 16 units a week, or roughly $2,000 a week in shipments. In our pre-seed round, we're seeking $50,000. That'll be split directly in half between technological development and marketing initiatives. This will help us accelerate our growth as we scale through shipping units from our 3 enthusiast income streams as we gain new customers. This would be a tremendous benefit to Colorado Springs because it supports the critical sports tourism industry while building a stronger entrepreneurial ecosystem. We hope to bring jobs to the area as we staff up in software development, operations, and customer service. We'd also like to achieve a point where we're giving back to the community, particularly through the Colorado Trail Foundation, that it helps ensure high-quality trail access for Coloradans for generations to come. At this point, we've successfully completed our website, Minimum Viable Product, created a professional bike packing video, which is our most complicated item to ship due to its disassembly process. And we're almost done with our website backend integration so that we can start serving consumers in a compelling way. This all ties into our big idea of becoming the world's most compelling online customer managed logistics solution. And it just so happens we have just the team to do it. I'm Ethan Thompson. I'm a systems engineer and have owned multiple artificial intelligence and machine learning products in the software industry. My brother Joel dovetails into this perfectly with his supply chain background, focused on the outdoor industry, particularly backcountry.com and specialized bicycles. It's also critical to note that we're avid skiers and cyclists and pretty terrible golfers, but we still hope to see you on the links. I'd like to encourage everybody who wants to play outdoors to ship, play, and enjoy with sendmygear.com. I'd like to extend a special thank you to Jim Waldrop, Brandon Lee, and Lance Cole, and the rest of the Epic mentors. We wouldn't have made it this far on the journey without you. Please note our contact information on the lower left hand of the screen, and I'd be happy to open up the floor for Q&A. Thank you so much for your time.
Awesome. Great job, Ethan. Just under 10 minutes too, so perfect timing. And do you have slides prepared for the Q&A section?
We have some of the, if we need to reference, depending on what subject matter comes up.
Okay, if you need to reference them, can you reshare your screen? But for now, turn off the screen sharing.
Yes, certainly.
Perfect, thank you. All right, and we will go ahead and open it up for questions. Ashley, it looked like you might have had one.
Yeah, I would love to hear a little bit about your strategy for talking to customers and what you've learned so far. I know you guys are still early and working on MVPs, but
Right, we are still early, but we recognize that customer research is one of the most critical elements of making this business successful. We have spent a lot of time in the outdoor space and spent a lot of time talking to customers at both ski and bike shops. What we'd like to do in the future is to go to cities who would be shipping gear to places like Colorado, maybe set up one in representative markets such as spend a weekend in New York City, spend a weekend in Dallas, spend a weekend in Anaheim, so that we can talk to our direct customer base of the people who go to places that meet our demographics like bike shops, ski shops, and golf clubs, so that we can get more in-depth market research directly from the consumers that'll help us tailor our brand to their needs. Thank you, Ashley.
Can you talk a little bit about the unit economics of which products you envision being shipped? Like, is it mostly going to be skis or bikes? And then, I guess I'm just trying to think through like a typical customer use case, and it feels like you have to be on a trip for a long enough period of time that having your own gear makes sense and is more beneficial cost wise than renting. So I guess talk to me a little bit about
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like your ideal
absolutely.
trip
And I have a
customer.
couple of slides that can illustrate this. So Luke, if you don't mind letting me
Go ahead.
share again, I will be happy to do so. So if you take a look here, bikes are obviously our most expensive item to
not seeing it.
I'm sorry. Okay, sorry about that, everybody. So here we kind of broke out our actual pricing on our website. Golf clubs are obviously the lowest cost item to ship because they're the least involved and least cumbersome. Bikes are the most complicated, and the trick of logistics in this is it's not necessarily based on weight, it's based on linear dimensions. And that's where the criticality of our technology tie-in comes, because as these rates are calculated, it depends on how large the package is more so than how much it weighs. So our unit economics, we anticipate, because of our brand crossover, that we're going to get a lot of repeat visitors. We notice a lot of overlapping demographic segments in that skiers tend to be either cyclists or golfers in their off season. So in that, we hope to gain a large toehold of repeat visitors by based on giving them the option of shipping their seasonal gear, depending on whether they're taking a winter vacation or a summer vacation. And I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Leaf.
Leaf. Okay, thank you very much. It all blends together there on Zoom. I wanted to make sure that I was getting it right. And to us, the biggest criticality of enthusiast equipment is that the rental gear is typically not suitable for what they want to do on vacation. Sometimes it is, but often they don't want to get stuck with it. I mean, sure, if it was a weekend getaway, that may be a different situation, but they have so much invested into their gear and it's so tailored to their experience that rental gear often isn't even a consideration. Your low-end consumer bikes are around the $2,000 price mark, and we routinely see people shipping bikes that are in the $10,000 range. Once you've had your golf clubs custom fitted, and those are the ones that you hit with and hit the best with, if you're going out for a round, maybe you're willing to sacrifice that. But basically, all of our consumers have such a large financial stake and so much pride in their gear that they want to ensure that if they're vacationing, that they're having an optimal experience. I hope that that answers some of your question.
That did, yeah, thank you.
Great job, Ethan. I have a question about insurance. And so I see on your previous slide, insurance is a key differentiator for you.
Yeah, so we are currently working with third-party insurance underwriters so that you would not have to deal with the direct shipping supplier provided insurance, because if any of you have, with Joel's logistic background, he will attest to, and Joel, if you want to hop in on this, he spent the majority of his work week dealing with chargebacks from UPS and other like carriers for items that had logistics issues. And with that enhanced insurance that we're planning on writing from third-party underwriters, you can get a better rate and we can do a better margin by being your insurance provider for additional insurance on top of whatever would be your carrier provided insurance.
Got it. Thank you.
Joel, did you want to jump in on that at all?
Yeah, I mean, I think just to kind of piggyback on what Ethan's saying, you know, people spend a significant amount of money on the gear that they use and trust, and really this in the insurance that we're utilizing is really going to streamline any scenario where there happens to be an issue. Your gear's covered at 100%, and rather than dealing with kind of an arduous claims process with a carrier, you would be paid out immediately and not really have to worry about, you know, going back and forth with a provider that's not covering you at 100%.
Great job, Ethan and Joel. I have a quick question about finances. How did you determine your revenue and growth models, and what kind of support in the finance area and business development do you have?
Yeah, absolutely. So long story short, I'm an MBA student right now, so I'm doing my best to educate myself on all of these models. Just came out of a finance class not too long ago. We've been using a very well put together spreadsheet that's been derived from other financial growth models of young and aspiring businesses. So, and all of our information right now is backed by online, not online, but scholarly journals such as Statista and other business journals that have worked us through our customer acquisition costs. And we've already done all of the negotiation for our packing costs, so that we know exactly what our costs are and where we can target our margins. So all of our math is based off of real numbers and market opportunity that are 100% substantiated. I don't know, Joel, if you wanted to dovetail into that with some of our calculations on customer acquisition cost or anything. And Mackenzie, does that sound like the answer that you were looking for?
Yeah, is that how you got your valuation as well?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes, it is. It's all based off of projections based on our consumer space, balanced with our profit margin and our average cost of item shipped.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think Ethan nailed it there. But once we aligned on our beachhead and got a kind of a better understanding of what our average customer cost would be, kind of planned that out conservatively, build wise into the future, just to get an understanding of, you know, a conservative market capture.
Question on the breakdown or projected breakdown, I guess, between your product lines and seasonality of revenues. You know, do you see 50-50 split between kind of summer and winter sports, or do you see one area being the bulk of your revenue?
So honestly, Leaf, and we do have 1 minute left, but I wanted to answer that quickly. There's year-round cycling and golf opportunities, whereas skiing is much more seasonal. So we anticipate that golf and cycling will be our primary consumers, with skiing being more seasonal. That said, families spend an awful lot on ski vacations. So if you're shipping for a family of 4, you may not be shipping 4 sets of golf clubs. So there's some nuance there, but I do anticipate that our seasonality will be largely geared towards year-round Florida golf and cycling seasons in places like Florida and Arizona.
Thank you.
Perfect. Great job, guys. Great presentation. Great job with the Q&A. Really appreciate you jumping on the call today. We're going to go ahead and compile results after this, and there'll be an update in the next couple of days or so. So thank you so much for jumping on. We will be in touch soon.
Hey, cool. Thank you
Sounds
so
great.
much for your help.